Okay, what is up, people? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing good. Welcome back. So yeah, we've got an eventful week this week, as you guys probably already know, but we've got some more news coming out later today. So again, make sure everyone is fully aware of that. But yeah, guys, welcome back to the stream. Hope everyone's doing good. Like always, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And hit the bell whilst you're at it as well, so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. If you haven't joined the Telegram channel, link in the description to that. I've got a group chat and also the main Telegram where I share my ideas and videos. So feel free to check them out if you haven't done that already. And if you are looking for a broker, I do have my affiliate link to IC Markets. Feel free to check them out using the link if you want to. But yeah, guys, welcome to the stream. Sculptor Vex, what is up? Good morning, good morning. I'm doing good. Hope you are too. Anus, as always, morning. Hope you're doing good. Welcome to the stream. Tashi, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Poppy, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Captain Commandy, you're a USD. We'll get to it. Morning, Brian. What is up? Core PPI, yeah, exactly. So we got. Let me actually go through the news real quick, because yeah, we've got some news coming out at 1:30 UK time, and obviously we've got the Fed interest later. And that's in the evening. But yeah, we do have some news. Economic calendar. Okay, so Wednesday. So yeah, we had some power news this morning, and yeah, we do have PPI at 1:30 for the dollar, and obviously Fed interest rate later. Then we got the Fed press conference shortly after. Then we got some Japanese news during the night, AUD as well, China. We got some Euro news in the not in the morning, in the afternoon tomorrow. Actually, ECB interest rate decision. So we got interest rate for dollar and euro this week. And we've got some more retail sales, jobless claims, and then CPI for euro on Friday. So yeah, very eventful, very eventful. But again, I'm a technical trader. I'm focusing on the price action, focusing on the technical analysis. That's where my expertise lies, and that's where my focus lies as well. Obviously, I will make sure I do tiptoe around the news and not make sure that I'm buying directly or selling directly into the news. Because again, when you got big news announcements, you're going to see big wicks in both directions possibly. So even if you are trading the right direction, you can still be punished. So it's sometimes best just to stay out in the market altogether, especially on the lower time frames where you're not going to have big stop losses. So it's a lot easier to take you out the trade. But yeah, guys, I'll take a look at Euro USD. Where's Euro? There we are. So yeah, Euro USD, this one bullish bias in Euro. I'm quite bearish on DXY as well. So again, correlation coming together there. But looking at Euro USD alone, we're seeing some evidence of some really good bullish structure here. As you can see, we're getting the break of structure of this bearish trend. The market formed this low, formed the high, so broke structure, formed the higher low, and then formed the higher high. So after that, we're starting to get established bullish structure now. So since then, been looking at corrections and continuations. Had a nice pullback at the start of the week, and since then the market's created some new highs. Right now, looks like we're having a breaking retest of this prior resistance here. Let me map it out. There we go. Of that prior resistance there. So potentially you could see another wave to the upside. We got the prior highs over here, which from yesterday. Which you could see a move into. So this is more on the lower time frames, hourly, 30-minute, just to maximize that risk reward. But yeah, in terms of direction, Euro USD is definitely looking bullish to me. So buys look the best bet, and a possible move back into the resistance. There is a lot more upside on the cards for Euro if the daily does, what I expect it to do. We do have this lovely bullish structure here. It's quite choppy, but it does the job. As you can see, high low here, second one there, and potentially could be a third one there as well. And as you can see, we are respecting some nice area of resistance, turn support as well. So Euro USD has the possibility to see another wave to the upside, back into the highs up here, into that infamous resistance where we had trouble breaking through last time. You could see a big push to that 1.1 level. So from a daily standpoint, there's a lot of upside potential for Euro. Obviously, the news coming out later will play a big part, because this could turn on its head very, very quickly. We could break structure and start coming back down to these lows here if the news comes out positive for dollar. But we will see. In terms of structure right now, all I can see is higher highs and higher lows. So I do favor more upside for this one. But yeah, definitely bullish on Euro for now, until we start seeing some major structural changes. But still seeing higher highs and higher lows, so expecting something like that for Euro. Let me know what you guys are looking at. Are you currently trading Euro USD, or are you just looking for opinions, or you just monitoring price action on that pair? Busy old week. Yes, 100%. Very, very busy old week. Moch, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Morning. Omar Wagwan, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Rob Bell, AUD USD, we'll take a look, no problem. Please take a look at UNZD. Of course, Brian will take a look. Nice UI, Miko. What's UI? It looks a lot cleaner. Yeah, I'm not sure what UI means. Well, anyway, I suppose that's a compliment, so thank you. So yeah, we'll take a look at Euro, not UNZD. We'll take a look at AUD first and UNZD. Omar, GU new highs coming okay. We'll take a look at pound. Yeah, pound USD is looking very bullish as well. I think Euro must be a lot weaker than pound, because Euro not seeing as much upside. I'll take a look at Euro pound in a bit. Anthony, what is up? Euroseat Chef, we'll take a look as well. Doreska, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Happy to have you on the stream. Yes, looking at Euro right now. Nice. Well, yeah, well, Euro USD for me, I'm expecting more upside based on the structure we're printing here. We're seeing higher highs and higher lows, and we're testing prior structure from last week. So Euro for me is definitely looking bullish. So we'll see what the news does, because again, things could change very, very quickly with the news. But from a technical standpoint, I would be very bullish on Euro right now. Oh, user interference. Okay. The template using, much appreciated. Yeah. Put a nice little template on the stream. I did put a template a while ago, but yeah, it was a bit more flashy. So I went back, but yeah, spiced it up a little template, and I'm glad you're enjoying it, Daniel. Yeah, my computer knowledge, terminology is not that great. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense, user interface, but yeah, I had no idea. I'm doing good. Ramzan, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Abdurrahman, hope I'm saying that correctly. Euro pound bearish. I mean, I would expect Euro pound to be bearish. Let me take a look now, because pound USD, I looked at it before the stream, was looking pretty bullish. Euro's not looking as bullish, so I'll expect Euro pound to be heading down. Yeah, heading down. So yeah, Euro is a lot weaker than pound at the moment. So yeah, Euro pound pretty bearish. I mean, coming into the week, I did say Euro pound is giving us very, very good bearish structure. We're seeing very clean, impulsive moves to the downside. So a really nice wave there. Another nice wave, another nice wave. So we're seeing a lot of, punchy, impulsive, bearish price action. So when you're seeing this in the market, it means that the bears are, fully in control. And you're just basically looking for good pullbacks. The pullback was slightly bigger than I expected. I was just expecting a simple break and retest. It came a little bit higher than expected. But nonetheless, the market looks like it's printed a lower high and could be returning back to the support level, which is within touching distance right now. So Euro pound is bearish, but you don't necessarily want to be getting into any shorts right now. The market's coming back to into support. So unless you're already short on this one, then nice trade. If you're not, you best wait for another pullback, or if price can crack through the lows and then pull back after. But yeah, that train has already left the station for me. So yeah, Euro pound definitely bearish, but yeah, I'm not seeing a good opportunity to get involved. Anyway, let me take a look at AUSD first and USD. So AU yesterday, we were talking about this one quite a lot. It's coming into a nice area of interest. We might be seeing some downside from it, and makes sense because look at the level we're trading at. 1, 2, 3, possibly 4. This is the daily time frame, by the way, on AUSD. So it's at a very, very solid level where potentially you could turn around. And on the higher time frames, I'm still pretty bearish on the AUD/USD as well. Again, looking at the weekly time frame, we've been in this slow descent market, consistent with the lower highs and lower lows. So if that price action continues, would be expecting to see a push back down to this level here at 0.62. Again, it's all about probability. I could be wrong. The market could snap bullish. But in terms of probability, this is where I'm expecting price to go. And now we're coming into a very, strong resistance, which I know a lot of sellers on the higher time frames will probably be sitting at to try and drive price down again. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with AU. It's a good place to short. Like I said yesterday, it's a good place to short. For me, it's a little bit too aggressive. We're still seeing a bunch of high lows here, and I don't really want to be going against this bullish structure right now with all this momentum. As you can see, higher low after higher low. So I want to see price actually start breaking through structure first and then start printing some lower highs. And then I'll entice myself into some shorts. Because if my analysis is correct, and the market is going all the way down there, then there's a long way to go. I don't necessarily need to get in at the top. I'm a swing trader, I'm not a position trader. I'm not trying to position myself in the AU and trying to catch a big swing here. I don't mind taking 1, 2, 3 positions on the way down and just waiting for some good quality pullbacks, which are a lot easier to catch than trying to call the tops of things. So yeah, AUSD, I'm still pretty bearish on this one. It's coming to a very nice level, as we can all see. Shorts may look good here if you can get some good price action. Maybe a double top could form. But for me personally, I'll be waiting for some structure to break, some lower highs to print before I entice myself into some shorts. Still a little bit premature, so I'm holding back right now. Of course, do what you need to do. If it fits your plan, take the trade you need to. Just use me as a advice, guidance sort of thing. make sure you have a plan in place, because then you can actually trade that plan. And if the results aren't what you want it to be, then you know the fault lies with the plan and not necessarily you as a trader. So then you can change the plan and progress. If you don't have a plan, then you're kind of just doing whatever in the market. So you don't have a moral compass to steer by. So you're kind of just doing everything. So if you're not seeing the results you want to see, then you kind of don't know where you're going wrong, really. The plan will tell you that, okay, this is wrong, let's change it. Amil, thank you so much for subscribing. If you guys are enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a subscribe. It does help out the channel. And drop a like as well. Do really appreciate it. Anyway, so I hope that made sense with AUSD. We'll take a look at USD next and Pound USD as well. Okay, so USD, no, that's Pound Yen. USD, so yeah, USD yesterday, we were talking about some sells for this one. And I said there could be a nice push to the downside from this area. It didn't quite come into the area that I was hoping for. It did react with this broken support and resistance, but I was looking to see if we can have a nice little double top and also grab that trend line there too. That would be a very nice confluence there, and then catch the move to the downside. The market didn't quite have that in it yesterday. It wicked into that level before the stream, and then price kind of just sluggishly rolled over. Hasn't gone too far, to be fair, so we might actually still see that next up move and then the drop to the downside. But for USD, I am looking at this bearish structure here. We've got the high, the low, the lower high, the lower low. Might see a pop back into 1.765, which is this area here. Then probably catch the next wave to the downside. And possibly a move back down to these lows. I wouldn't be too greedy with the shorts, because like I mentioned yesterday, the higher time frames are still pretty bullish, as we can see here. So the shorts for me are still counter trend, which, just generally speaking, we don't want to be too aggressive with our TPs when we are counter trend. We can be a bit more aggressive when we're pro trend. But counter trend, if you got a chance to take your profit sooner than later, or maybe sooner than you usually do, it might be a good bet in the long run. So yeah, USD shorts do look good, but at right now, we're kind of just in a weird place right now. So if you can pull back, there's some good confidence higher up, and we can monitor price action for some entries to take it back down again. But yeah, USD 1.765 is looking pretty tasty. Pound USD we'll take a look at next. So yeah, Pound USD looking pretty bullish. Pre-stream still looking bullish right now. Again, this week I said we're looking for a push back to highs 1.266. Had a lovely retest of the structure. This is where I was talking about my weekly analysis. Unfortunately, it came outside of my trading hours. I think we got the bullish engulfing around 7 p.m. So I'm not looking at the charts at that time. But as you can see, this structure was textbook: low, high, low, high, high, low. And now the market's pushing back to new highs, and that is logically the place we would expect Pound USD to go to. Even if you zoom out on the daily time frame, if you are buying, that is the resistance you expect the market to get to. So Pound USD for me, very bullish this week. Again, if you weren't already in the trade, it's difficult to get in now. I mean, I suppose there could be entries on the retest of the high. Not really my cup of tea there, but it does make sense. And we got the daily level just above us there at 1.266. So maybe risk reward might not be the best either. But yeah, Pound USD, I would be expecting price to at least come back and retest this resistance here. And we'll see what price does at that level. We might turn around, we might completely break through it. That's going to be up to Pound USD. But in terms of price action, in terms of the structure we're seeing, Pound USD for me is still very, very bullish. There might be some sells up here. They're never really my type of trade. I'm liking to follow momentum rather than go against it. So there might be some sells up there, but that's just not really an opportunity that I'll be looking at personally for pounds. So the next opportunity I'll be after is to see if we can break through the highs, get the next pullback and then continuation, and try and catch that next high low somewhere. That would be something I'll be interested in for Pound USD. But other than that, I think the trade is definitely at the station with this one. And yeah, expecting a push back into 1.266. Omar, you said Pound USD new highs coming. Yeah, possibly. Possibly new highs coming. I mean, I think, even from a daily standpoint, even from a daily standpoint, the market is now holding 1.245 as support. So yeah, it looks like price could continue a lot further as well. Excuse me. Voice got croaky there for a second. But yeah, it still looks like price can probably continue higher. I'm not too sure. I mean, we are at a very pivotal area right now for pound. The next kind of main areas on the weekly chart all the way up here, 1.3, because we are coming to resistance right now. So possibly might turn around. There's a chance we might turn around here for pound. It is a significant area, definitely. But yeah, if we break through this, the next kind of key area on the weekly is all the way up at 1.3, and that's quite a big gap to fill there for pound. So it depends what dollar does. Again, I think the Fed interest rate will definitely help with direction. But again, I'm just going to play it as it comes. You know, if pound USD starts fading at the highs and starts rolling over, you know, that's cool with me. If we start doing something like this and create some bearish structure, you know, I'm more than happy to take some sells on the way down. If the market keeps pushing, then I'm happy to take the buys up high as well. But we will see. You know, we will see if we get some new highs in pound. Euro CHF we'll take a look at next as well. So yeah, Euro CHF we'll take a look at. AD CAD Melvin we'll take a look at as well. AD CAD longs 0.89. We'll take a look too. Dureska, but I'm in a sell though in Euro USD, but maybe not for long. Again, that's up to you. For me, I'm personally bullish on Euro USD for the reason I explained. Euro USD might go down. Of course, you've got your own analysis. I would assume that, you know, you've hopped into the trade for a particular reason. So don't let me talk you out of it necessarily. But obviously, when I do my analysis, I'm going to share with you my opinion and why I think the market is bullish or why I think it's bearish or why I would look for buys and sells and vice versa. And yeah, sometimes, you know, price will just rip in my direction. Sometimes I'll be wrong. Yeah, for Euro USD, all I'm seeing is bullish structure here. We've got a break and retest of that prior high. So personally, I would be bullish on this one, at least back to that prior high. We might start stalling at that level. And again, we've got some news, so, you know, it could go out the window. But Euro USD for me, yeah, in terms of structure, I'm pretty bullish on this one. Same with pound as well. So yeah, Euro CHF, AUD we'll take a look at. Gold, prickly, we'll take a look at too. Miko, do you stream every day? No, I stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I also stream twice on Thursday. I stream with Trading Nick and his team as well. But yeah, at the moment, just Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Toka, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Have you been keeping your eye on NAS? I haven't actually been looking at in this. No, I did take a look at NAS yesterday. NAS was looking very bullish. I've got a buy from 14293.4 TP 15300. That's my only trade this week. Okay, we'll take a look. But yeah, last time I looked at the indices yesterday, they were all very, very bullish. US 100, US 30, US 500. So yeah, buys definitely can't be a bad shout, but we'll take a look at US 100. Roland, what is up? Good morning. Hope you're doing good. Long and pound yen. Okay, we'll take a look. Pound yen's been very, very bullish. When did you get long on that pair? Is it this morning or was it yesterday? Because yesterday, pound yen was reacting very bullish to the news. Amil, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Josh, what is up? Miko, take on a challenge to spice up your engagement, up our engagement with you. What do you mean take on a challenge? I mean a prop from challenge? Or yeah, what do you mean? What type of challenge? Fortune, what is up? Mika, hope you're good. I'm doing good. Would you say sales are looking good on dollar Swiss? I'm still not a fan of dollar Swiss based on where it's trading. It's kind of between a rock and a hard place, but we'll take a look at it in a bit more detail. Probably haven't traded this week after spending all this money on trading rig. I thought it would turn me into rain, man. Unexpectedly, it's made me slow down a lot. Well, again, it comes swings and roundabouts. Sometimes it's psychological. Sometimes it's just that you might not be seeing as much opportunities in the markets. I mean, for me personally, I'm not seeing much at the moment either that fits my plan well. Early in the year, I was taking quite a few trades. Like January, February, I was probably averaging maybe 3 a week. Some weeks I was probably hitting 4. But yeah, sometimes it slows down, and then maybe, you know, suddenly a week happens, and then all of a sudden you're taking, you know, 3-4 trades in a week again. So it definitely is swings and roundabouts, and it's important to not let that mess with your head and your psychology, because it can be a very stressful thing, because, you know, as a trader you feel like you must take a trade, but, you know, inaction is actually, you know, very powerful action in trading, and staying out of the market when you need to, and getting in when you need to is a very important skill. So yeah, sometimes you'll get a lot of opportunities, sometimes you'll be a little bit more dry, sometimes it'll be in between. Sometimes you'll be in a really good winning period, everything you touch turns to gold. Sometimes it's going to be the opposite way around, and you go through a losing streak. But you need to make sure that, you know, you're thinking of the long-term goal, keeping you level-headed, and it just well and truly is swings and roundabouts, really. You know, sometimes it's for you, sometimes it's against you. But the important thing is not to make any drastic changes to your trading because you're in a bit of a slump, or, you know, you're going through a dry spell. You need to see it through, because it's very, very easy to see through your trading when everything is going well. You know, you're in a winning streak and a bunch of trades, everything's looking good. You know, it's very easy to stay on that plan and keep trading that plan. But, you know, sooner or later, that plan's going to do the exact opposite, and you're going to see, you know, more losing trades, maybe less trades as well. And then it's going to take a lot of courage and discipline to stay with that plan at that time. And that's normally when a lot of people, you know, trip over. You know, because they've gone from winning to now not seeing many trades or losing, and then they think, I need to change something, and that's where a lot of people slip up. But yeah, I'm not seeing as much trades at the moment either as well, if that makes you feel better. Anyway, Euro Swiss. So did you say you were in a position for Euro Swiss, or just want my analysis? Anyway, I'll take a look at Euro Swiss. So yeah, Euro Swiss still pretty bearish on this one. Again, all Swiss pairs, I'm still pretty bearish on them long term. So I'm just still waiting for like good swing opportunities to short them. A nice push to the upside, but Euro Swiss has been a little bit choppy. You know, more or less this is basically consolidation. Actually very nice consolidation. You've got equal lows down there and equal highs up here. Looks like the market has had a nice break of the high there, and then coming back for a retest. I probably wouldn't want price to do what it's doing right now. We had a nice retest there, so that's probably what I would have taken the trade for the breakout. The fact that the market's coming back down again and practically consolidating above the high is not a good sign. So if you're not in a Euro Swiss trade, I would avoid taking the break and retest, because normally what I found when price is consolidating, like say for example consolidating, then it breaks out and it starts consolidating above the consolidation, that's not necessarily a good sign. Sometimes we end up going back in again. The best kind of break and retest is normally when the market's consolidating and the breakout happens pretty quickly. So it's just a breakout, a test, and the market just continues to go. So that's when momentum is strong, and it's a very good opportunity. If the market starts moving sideways, it means that the momentum that we once had after the breakout is no longer there. So now we're kind of just waiting to see if that momentum will come back from somewhere, which is more 50-50 than, you know, probabilistic in our favor. But when we get that sharp break and retest, which could have happened here, but momentum failed. So I would suggest holding off for your receipt, chef. I mean, it could still work, but yeah, based on my experience, I would avoid that. But yeah, it's not a bad opportunity. We've had a break and retest of that consolidation, so possible upside there for this one, and maybe a push back into the highs. But for me, I'm personally just waiting for shorts for Euro Swiss. Maybe if we can get a bigger move back to this area, that could be nice little level of support, and then see the next major lower high. As we can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 could get another bigger move. 5. That could be very, very tasty indeed for Euro Swiss, because again, this is where I'm expecting Euro Swiss to get to long term. So for me, I'm just looking at shorts for a lot of Swiss pairs, apart from CHF JPY, of course. But yeah, that's what kind of I'm looking at for that one. Okay, so we'll take a look at 80 CAD and gold next. Where was I? Eli, what is up? What do you think about gold? I bought at 1940. Okay, we'll take a look at 1940 as well. The rest, definitely appreciate your opinion. No problem, happy to help. don't know why my keeps getting croaky. How did you know? It's at 1951. Well, I look at the market a lot, so I pretty much know where most pairs are trading at in terms of the prices. Most like major pairs, gold especially. Yeah, we'll take a look at oil, and no problem. Look at the weekly structure. Which pair? Okay, gold. Okay, we'll take a look at gold, high time frames as well. You should definitely come through to the office sometime if you're ever near Yorkshire. Okay, is that where you're based? Yorkshire. And come meet everyone. It would be a good talk. Properly. Okay, what office? Is it a trading floor? Toka. But yeah, Yorkshire. I don't think I've ever been to Yorkshire. I don't think I have. Maybe. Yeah, I don't think I have. I would know. But yeah, what's is it a trading floor you got over there, Toka? Rangdong, what is up? Just ordered Magic Keys. Do you use it? No, I don't use Magic Keys. I only discovered what it was like a couple of weeks ago. No, I don't use it. I think it's good for like on the lower time frames where you need to be very, very quick and agile. But yeah, for me, I don't really see too much use in it. I'm quite comfortable with the way I trade and closing trades and opening trades. So yeah, for me, I don't really see too much use in it. But of course, it's convenient. It's convenient, especially in the lower time frames. We need to be a little bit quick and agile, closing position, open positions, and I suppose it's quite handy when it's just there. So yeah, it's a good tool, to be fair. It's a good idea, actually. Very good idea. Anus, Miko, these days I've noticed that my setups happen on London session the last 2 months. I performed well on the US. The last two months I performed well on the US session. Only do you think that I need to trade whenever? I see my setups even on London session, or just stick to the initial plan, which is trading from pre-New York to London close. Any advice, bro? Thanks, my friend. Okay, good question. I mean, to be fair, it depends. It really does depend because, like I said earlier with Poppy, it swings around, but sometimes it will be in your favor, sometimes against you. And that kind of stands with everything. Like sometimes you're going to get, a lot of your setups forming, in the session that you designated to trade it, US. And then sometimes it's going to change. To really answer that question, I think is just, back testing and finding out, which one performs better over longer term. Because 2 months is not that long in the grand scheme of things. Like I wouldn't want to make a definite decision about my trading over a 2 month span, because you could have a 2 month winning streak, not necessarily take winning trades consecutively over the 2 months, but let's say you have 80% win rate in 2 months, and then the next 2 months you could have a 20% win rate, and altogether it averages out at like a 50 or 60 or whatever. So yeah, 2 months is a little bit too small to make a definite call if you're trading. I would say go research it and go look at the pairs and just see what's happened since January this year, because obviously we're coming up to the 6 months of this year. So start in Jan, go through price action and see where do your setups occur more than not, and obviously take a look at the success of those setups as well, because you might find that okay, I get more in the US session, but I actually make more in the London. So maybe just trading London could be smarter, or trade them both, but just less in the US and more in London. So that will come to you'll come to that conclusion after doing your research on that. So I would say that's a good observation, but I think 2 months is just a bit too small to make any definite calls. So at least go take a look what's happened so far this year. Even longer is even better, of course, and then you can probably make a more educated decision. But yeah, you just want to focus, because again, it's a business at the end of the day. So you want to focus, where is your money made the most? Where's your money lost the most? If you identify, what session or what period you're losing the most money, and obviously identify what period or what session you're making the most, then obviously your job is just to maximize that. If you're seeing more success here, focus there. If you're seeing less success there, obviously don't focus there as much. But yeah, just go research some more. Anyway, what pairs are going to take a look at? Okay, AD CAD is going to take a look at. Let me go take a look. So yeah, AD CAD. Someone had a buy. So yeah, Melvin had a buy. 0.890004. Okay, so I'll take a look at AD CAD, gold, and pound yen. Okay, so Aussie CAD. So yeah, you got to buy whereabouts? 0.89. Okay, so that's all the way down here. So you've held it for a while then. That's coming down at that price swing low. Nice trade there. Nice position. Okay, so what's the plan for the trade? Do you have a certain level you are looking to take profits, or you're trading a stop loss? What's the plan? I mean, everything does look pretty good. Again, I would be careful because it is a bit more of a counter trend position, because as we can see, AD CAD has been in this very corrective trend to the downside for a while. So there is a possibility of a lower high developing, in and around this area, and possibly we could see another swing to the downside. So I would secure some partials, or I mean, to be fair, manage the trade how you want to, because for me, I would have obviously multiple TPs on the way up, so I would have already taken profit by now, and maybe this could be your target here. It's not a bad target, it does make a lot of sense. But sometimes we don't always come back to the level of resistance if it's counter trend, because obviously the market has a higher probability of forming a lower high rather than an equal high. So sometimes taking your profit, just before the obvious levels, do make a lot of sense and do come in handy. But yeah, AD CAD looks pretty good. I mean, the structure is still bullish here. So yeah, I suppose 0.891 could be your target. But yeah, manage your trade accordingly. It's a good position. Yeah, we are coming to some areas where sellers will be getting ready to see if they can push price down again. So yeah, it will come to some areas where it could be smart to start managing the trade. But of course, do what you need to do based on your plan there. But nice trade though. Okay, gold we'll take a look at next, and I'll go into pound yen. So gold, where are you? There we are. Okay, so gold, yeah, we still got the range in gold, so I'm still not interested in trading gold outright. We've got the high there, 1980, we've got the low here, 1940, 1950, 1940. So I'm not really too interested with gold. Like I've been saying for the past week. And yeah, anything in here, I'm not really looking to trade. I mean, gold is still just about printing some lower highs, so there is still a slight downwards trend to it. As we can see, you've got a high over here, high over there, high over there. So you can see there is a slight decline to the highs, which does tell me that the bears overall are control this market. However, they're not cracking support. So we're kind of getting this weird consolidation where it's kind of the triangle pattern. I forget the name of it. But, price is kind of doing this sort of thing. And, it's basically just a variation of, normal consolidation. Price is either going to snap bullish like that or snap bearish. It's going to be up to gold there. I'm not really one to try and find out which way. So for me, I'll be staying away from gold until we start creating some momentum above the highs or below the lows. And then I'll make some decisions as to actually trading it. So if I see this, that's what I'm looking for. Or this, that's what I'm looking for as well. So yeah, gold for me, I do like what we're seeing. Price is building up, and I do like the higher time frame structure as well. Big impulse. I'm looking at this being a correction. We might see a bit more downside before we go bullish, or we might go bullish now. So I do like what I'm seeing on the higher time frames, but yeah, this price action here is just way too choppy and moving sideways for me. So I want price to commit in one direction first, above 1980 or below 1940. And then I'll look for position myself. Someone said they were long down here, which again makes sense because of course the market is bouncing off this level numerous times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it does make sense to buy from here. But again, I'm not really a type of person to buy and sell in consolidation. Obviously, there are traders out there who do that, but I'm not one of them. So I'll never look to take a trade like that. And like I said, I'll just rather wait for price to break to one side or the other. Right now, it's just way too choppy. I suppose if you did buy there, price coming back to this resistance could be a nice target to take profit in. And then if you're lucky, you might get the next push to the highs as well. But yeah, it's just never really a position that I'll take. I'm looking for pullbacks and trending markets, not markets moving sideways. So yeah, waiting for gold to break out, and maybe we could see that later today with the Fed interest rate decision. I think we could see, because gold's waiting for something. Gold's waiting for something to get it going, and I think the news later today is probably what could do it. At least I hope so anyway. But we'll see. And pound yen's still looking very bullish. Someone said they're long in pound yen. I'm not too sure if it's from today or yesterday, but nonetheless, the price is still looking very bullish. So yeah, with pound yen, I remember I was looking on the left and I said we could be seeing a push into this area here before seeing some retracement, but pound yen is still flying. The next kind of key area in the weekly would be this support level here, and that's all the way back from 2015. That's pre-Brexit era. Crazy stuff. So yeah, pound yen is very, very bullish right now. Me personally would just be looking for bigger pullbacks to long the pair and continue to the upside. But again, with pound yen, because we're just in uncharted territory right now, there's no kind of reasonable place for a take profit. So you're kind of just looking at the psychological levels to manage your trade. Right now, we're approaching 177, so that looks like a logical place to take some profit, manage your trade. 177.500 is also a nice little place. So yeah, as to where the market could go, I've got a weekly level up here, but that's still a long way away. And before that, you kind of just got the psychological levels, because like I said, there's nothing to the left for a very long time. So yeah, psychological levels could be a nice place to monitor your positions. But yeah, as to where we could go to, I'm not too sure. There's a long way. So yeah, hopefully that made sense there with pound yen, 80 CAD, and gold. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so yeah, gold for the weekly structure, basically the same thing, like I said, with the high time frames. Price is still looking very bullish with the weekly, as we can evidently see. High, low, high, possible low. We might retrace a little bit more, because again, the retracement in the grand scheme of things is not that much, so there is still some downside left potentially for that retracement, and then possibly a move, or price could be getting ready for the push to the upside, is retesting some structure there. So again, with gold for me is 50-50. So like I said, I'll be waiting for the breakout before I commit to a trade. But yeah, weekly, I do like the structure though. I do like the structure in the weekly. TokenFX Miko meetup would be great. 100% watch. Do you do this? No, I do it every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, thank you, Anus. What's up, Danes? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Poppy, the good thing about heavy news week, it gives me opportunity to enjoy the short Norwegian summer. What's the weather like in Norway? What's the weather like in Norway? Because it's starting to heat up in the UK right now. I think the temperature in the UK is like, what is the temperature? Yeah, it's 22 degrees where I am, which is like North London. It was going to go up to 27 degrees. Would you look at that? Beautiful stuff. So yeah, it's actually, this is my favorite weather. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. And again, the weather in the UK when it gets to summer, it's getting like a very sticky heat, so it's sometimes annoying. But I think like anything between 20 degrees and like 28, that's a nice little soft spot. UNSD, okay, go. FX, we'll take a look. So it's a very early stage, bro. I've got a lease on a full floor in a high-rise office building. There is me and 2 others over the next 12 months. We want to get employing 10 applicants. Nice Toka. Wicked. Get a nice little trading floor. That's one of my future goals, to get a little trading floor. Not too sure where yet, but nice. Yeah, definitely come and check that out. Yorkshire. Where is Yorkshire? Yeah, definitely haven't been to Yorkshire. I mean, to be fair, Yorkshire's pretty big, so. Is that like near Leeds? Let's get the old maps up. So yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty near Leeds, to be fair, but yeah, I think I have been to Yorkshire before. But yeah, nice work though. Nice work, Toka. It'd be cool to see that. Are your other two friends traders as well then? Yeah, we'll take a look at USD CAD as well. Kerolos, no problem. Poppy, help out the algorithm, smash the like button. Yeah, much appreciated. If you guys are enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe as well. That does really help out the channel. Also hit the forgot the name. Hit the bell so you don't miss any uploads in the future. Okay, East Yorkshire, I'm about an hour away from Leeds. If you ever near, I could come pick you up. Nice. Yeah, I was in Leeds. Well, I was gonna say not long ago. It was about 2-3 years ago, visiting a friend. So is that where you're based then? Is that where you live? Yeah, I do have quite a few people from the UK from the north. Some people from Sheffield, some people from Liverpool, and quite a few people from London as well. But yeah, I've noticed I've got some northerners. Okay, let me actually take a look at some pairs before I completely forget. Okay, so what did I say I was going to take a look at? AUD CAD, I did that one. Just scroll back for it. Dollar Swiss, yeah, I did say I was going to take a look at Dollar Swiss. So yeah, Dollar Swiss I'll take a look at as well. Oil, I said I was going to take a look at as well, didn't I? If I have forgetting a pair, just let me know in the comments and I'll go back over it. But Dollar Swiss, oil, we'll take a look. USD CAD as well, USD. What strategy do I use? I just basically look at confluence. I trade market structure, but I'm basically just looking at confluence and take my trades based off that. So yeah, just normal standard technical analysis. There's not kind of a name to it, I suppose. Maybe confluence based trading. I'm not really too sure. Yeah, where's everyone from as well? Can you put in the chat where's everyone from? Like different countries as well. I'm interested to find out. Northampton, okay, another northerner as well. London here, may this weather stay. Nice. Yeah, 100% may this weather stay. Beautiful weather. To be fair, it was very, very hot in London last year. Last year we got to like 40 degrees, which is crazy. That was crazy. Like, London doesn't get to 40 degrees. Okay, what did I say I was going to take a look at? Oil and Dollar Swiss. Okay, wicked. South Africa. Yeah, a lot of people from South Africa on the stream, to be fair. Nigeria, big up. Whereabouts in Nigeria? Nottingham, not too far as well. I went to university in Loughborough, so I did visit Nottingham a few times as well. Mongolia, no way. Dance with Wolves, you're from Mongolia, wicked. What's the capital of Mongolia as well? It's like Ulaanbaatar. That's the capital of Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar. I'm probably saying that completely wrong, but I think it's Ulaanbaatar. I watched a documentary on Mongolia not too long ago. so it's a bit fresh in my mind. And the weather in Mongolia goes up and down a lot, doesn't it? Namibia, wicked. Never been to Namibia before. Kenya, big up. South Africa as well. Told you a lot of South Africans on the stream too. Algeria, Riyad Mahrez. Oh, ain't she from Algeria? I had no idea. Got that Riyad Mahrez trading star. Zimbabwe. I've been to Zimbabwe before. I stepped on. You got the Zambezi River. One side Zambia, the other side's Zimbabwe. I did cross onto the other side, so technically I've been in Zimbabwe. Egypt. Got the old pyramids in here. Love to see that as on the bucket list. Egypt. Go take a look at the old pyramids. But yeah, I mean, again, everyone from all over the world, which is so cool. Because again, if I do visit these places, you know, I can definitely meet up with people here. Like I did in Rwanda as well. Anyway, let me actually take a look at these pairs before I forget. So, dollar Swiss and oil. So, yeah. Okay, dollar Swiss is starting to break down. Okay, so I wasn't keen on taking dollar Swiss yesterday. Because, again, we had this support, which is what I was talking about on the stream yesterday. And we had this level here. So, this is originally where I wanted to short dollar Swiss from. Well, both of these levels are where I wanted to short dollar Swiss from. 0.90398. I was looking for some shorts there for a move lower, and also this level here 0.90720. But yeah, we didn't really get the reaction I was looking for. Then price broke through, retested the highs, then came back inside, and then we started consolidating in this area. So I didn't want to short dollar Swiss because I'll be shorting directly into the support, but it looks like we are getting the breakout of that. So if you can maintain that momentum, this 4H candle still got 3 hours left. The hourly candles got 2 minutes left, so it looks like will we see a breakout on the hourly. We could be seeing a push back down into this support level here. So on the lower time frames, dollar Swiss shorts is not looking too bad at all. Nice break, catch the retest. You got a nice little range there to fill back down to 0.899. You know, it's still respecting the lower highs. 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of equal highs there. This will be naturally the next place I'll expect dollar Swiss to head towards. So not bad price action at all. Not bad price action at all. So yeah, with dollar Swiss getting this breakout, you're looking for the retest after that. Again, this candle's about to close in the next 2 minutes. So unless a drastic pullback is going to happen, I would imagine we're going to close below. So shorts look good for dollar Swiss underneath this level. I would probably recommend maybe 30-minute for the entries, just to maximize risk rewards and keep the yeah, basically just maximize risk to reward and look for the entries on that one, or the hourly as well, but risk to reward might not be as rewarding. But yeah, not a bad opportunity there on dollar Swiss. Oil, let me take a look at oil. So yeah, oil, this is what I was looking at yesterday. Again, we've got a lovely support level here. This is what I'm still expecting oil to get to. Again, if you take a look at the higher time frames, still seeing a very bearish market in front of us here. So I'm still looking at more downside, and these are the two areas I said keep an eye out for oil for some shorts, and it still does look pretty good, to be fair. It looks like we're coming into the level right now. Need to see what type of rejection we can get here around 70.5 around this area. If we can get some good rejection, I would expect to see another move back down to the prior lows and then to the daily and the weekly lows here as well. And if that level fails, then we can look at 73 up there as well. But nonetheless, I'm pretty bearish with oil, so I'm looking at a lot more downside for this one. So yeah, oil shorts 70, 73, keep an eye out for that. Expecting more downside. Price action looking pretty good. So yeah, oil shorts looking good, keeping out for those levels. I told you I told you already. I knew you forgot, lol. Yeah, my bad. To be fair, a lot of people already told me where they're from, but I'm not gonna lie, I forgot to. Like, Poppy's definitely told me she's from Norway. I mean, if they're from Norway, I mean, you've sent me you sent me money before in Norwegian kroner, so I should have known. Zidane, yeah, Zidane's also from Algeria as well. Greatest player of all time. Interesting. Yeah. To be fair, he's a little bit before my time. I wasn't really watching football when Zidane was playing, so not as attached to him. But obviously, I've seen his highlights. He's looking. Yeah, he's a technical player. Not sure about best of all time though, but he's definitely up there. Anyway, so dollar Swiss oil. If I have missed out a pair, let me know. USD CAD we'll take a look at next, and Euro NZD as well. Okay, so dollar CAD, we were looking at some buys for this one yesterday, but it looks like we've broken through the support level. So yeah, it looks like price is breaking through. So this is why I didn't want to get involved with any dollar CAD positions, because we're basically just consolidating. So kind of relying on the news to break us to the upside or to the downside, of course, if you're selling. But yeah, price was just moving sideways. So I said yesterday, if the news could give us a nice breakout, then there could be some nice longs following after that. But obviously the news happened, then we saw dollar weakness after the news, and yeah, price has broken to the downside. And since then, we've actually had a successful retest, and we're trading below the lows there. So dollar CAD looks like we could be breaking south, but I wouldn't start looking for shorts just yet, because we still got some very strong levels of support in and around this area. So I wouldn't want to be looking to get involved. I wouldn't want to be getting involved in some shorts in this area. This is still an area of support in the higher time frames, the daily chart. So shorting this, I suppose in the low time frames, you could probably get away with it in and out pretty quickly. But I wouldn't look to hold a position and swing a position in this area. It just doesn't make sense shorting into this level. So from a daily standpoint, I want to see price, really break out the consolidation, and then shorts after that will look very good. Next places we could be heading towards, we got a nice little low down here around 1.3. That could be a nice little target longer term. So yeah, if USD CAD can start breaking through these lows, shorts do look pretty good. But at the moment, we're getting some signs that we are breaking lower. We just haven't broken through the major support levels to actually start looking for some positions, or at least for me to look for positions yet for dollar CAD. So yeah, overall, I'm definitely not looking for longs anymore, since that support and that trend line is failing. But I'm not looking for shorts just yet. I want to see a bit more commitment to the downside. Maybe the Fed interest rate decision could give us that late today. I don't know, to be fair. We could see the market recover, to be fair. It could come straight back above, and then the buys look a lot better. So we'll see with that. But right now, I definitely wouldn't want to be looking to long it yet. And if we can push down a lot further and break through the support on the left, and the sells become a lot more attractive as well. So yeah, USD CAD for me, sells look good, but I want price to break through the support first, and then we can start looking to catch some retest. But nothing there yet. Okay, so UNSD we'll take a look at, and I'll also take a look at USDJPY as well. If I have missed out a pair, just let me know in the chat. I bought pound yen at 176, 659, target 178, 253, 258. Okay, how come that's your target? How come you chose 178, 258 as your target? Is there something there you've seen, going back, or is that in terms of your risk reward maybe? Yeah, how come you chose 178, 258? And your entry 176, 659. Okay, so that will be this morning then. Okay, not bad. Again, the market is still flying to the upside, still seeing higher highs and higher lows. So buys for pound yen, are definitely a safe bet. I wouldn't want to buy personally because I'll be looking at bigger pullbacks, but I definitely wouldn't want to be selling either. So if I had to, I definitely would be looking buys as well with you. So yeah, but how come 178, 258? Yeah, USDJPY we'll take a look at next. Actually, I'll do UNSD first, and I'll take a look at USDJPY. A legend as Ronaldo, only one goat. You know who I'm talking about. 100%. There is only one room for one goat, Poppy. I think you have to understand that. You can't be saying Zidane's a goat. I'm joking. I mean, to be fair, I've seen his highlights. You know, Zan was crazy. To be fair, I don't know. He's a weird player. Like he doesn't look like very athletic, but he was very athletic. Like just looking at him, he just looks stiff, but he was very athletic. To be fair, and the way he played football was like a Brazilian almost, but might have Brazilian heritage. To be fair. Actually, he probably would. So yeah, Zidane definitely up there, but yeah, there's only room for one goat, 100%. Okay, so Euro NZD. Yeah, so Euro NZD, like I said, sells do look good for this one, but not at current price. We're kind of just sluggishly rolling to the downside here. So if we can see a bigger retracement, the sells do look a lot better, around 1.765. This is a decent level, decent level of support. As we can see, price support, resistance there as well. Could see a nice little double top into that area. Got some good confidence there too. But right now, price is kind of just sluggishly falling to the downside. So unless you're already in a position, I wouldn't suggest looking to short. And I definitely wouldn't suggest looking to long either. So USD for me, I do like the structure. Obviously, I've highlighted the lows and the highs there. But yeah, you do want to see a pullback for this one. You do want to see a pullback, and then potentially we could see a pushback down to these lows. Like I said earlier, be careful with your targets if you're shorting, because again, we are counter trend. You could form a higher low and still attack the highs at any point, really. But I do like what I'm seeing to the downside here. So keep an eye out for 1.765. Nice little level to short from. But yeah, I would be bearish for the time being for USD. Okay, so yeah, dollar yen I'll take a look at next. Yeah, Haaland, so true. Haaland is a killer as well. I was never sure about Haaland. I was probably one of the very few people who actually doubted Haaland when he came to the Premier League. I wasn't too sure if he was going to do well, because he reminded me a lot of Lukaku, the way he plays. And Lukaku's like got 2 left feet, and Haaland doesn't really have 2 left feet. He's actually got a bit about him, but yeah, I just thought Haaland would be a little bit stiff. But yeah, Haaland's just a different breed, and yeah, he's crazy. He's crazy. It's just a shame that, I mean, Norway have also got Odegaard as well, but yeah, they probably lack a few other players to be a real threat. Miko, do you trade during the news event? I will take positions before the news, which I could hold through the news, but I wouldn't trade the news event, solely. So it's not like, okay, we got news coming out soon, let me wait to the news and try and get a trade in for it. It's more like, okay, let's look at price action. Do we have a good trade? Yes, we do. Let's take the trade. If it's like within an hour or two of the news, then I wouldn't take the trade. But if it's like a good, 4 or 5 hours before, or even better, if it's the day before, then yeah, I'll still take the position. But yeah, if it's like an hour or two before the news, then I wouldn't take the position. But I would still take the trade after though. So if it's still looking good, the news has come and gone, everything's settled. Now I'll still take the trades after the news once the news is settled. But I wouldn't solely look to go and trade the news. Just not really a good idea. Okay, gold we'll go over again shortly. Yeah, I'm half Norwegian, but I'm more of a New Zealand. Okay, no footballers, but we have Israel Adesanya. Who's that? Israel Adesanya. That does ring a bell. Is he that German guy? No, it can't be German. It's New Zealand. Let me search who that is, because he does ring a bell, but I don't know off the top of my head. Oh, okay, yeah, the fighter, UFC. Well, I was just thinking football. I was gonna say it did ring a bell. Okay, yeah, the fighter. Okay, yeah, he's Nigerian, but I'm pretty sure he grew up in New Zealand. So yeah, you got some stake to him as well. Anyway, let me take a look at dollar yen. Okay, so dollar yen, yeah, price is basically consolidating now for dollar yen. So I'm staying away. I don't like the price action at all anymore. is kind of just moving sideways here. So dollar yen, I feel like it's another pair which is just getting ready for the news coming out later to get things going again. So I feel like Fed's going to be what dollar yen needs in terms of a catalyst to get things going. Coming into the week, I was liking the buys at 137.5. I still am liking the buys at 137.5. Obviously, beautiful level resistance. Looking for the next higher low. You can see the market's been printing higher low after higher low. So I'm looking to see if we can get another one in and around that area. Now that price is consolidating, we might fake the range to the downside, test this level, and then see the push. Take some stop losses around this area, test the level, and then push. So I do actually really like the setup here at 137.500. Good confidence, good level. But yeah, definitely anything in here is not quite doing it for me anymore. So yeah, dollar yen still bullish on this one. Higher time frame, still creating higher highs and higher lows. We still got a lovely level here at 137.500. I suppose some people will be looking to sell at its resistance, which does make sense, but you can see by the way the market's moving that you're basically trying to just short the highs of the consolidation. And also it is still counter trend as well. We're still seeing, bullish momentum on the higher time frame. So I think the best bet is just waiting for some good buys rather than try and take some sales here. Because yeah, price is not moving too well. So yeah, for me, 137.500 is looking pretty good. Let's see if we can get a push to the downside for that, and then get the buys. Fake the consolidation to run high. We see that pattern happen many times. But yeah, definitely anything in there. Similar to gold as well. I'll do gold right now because again, gold same thing as well. Consolidating, moving sideways. If gold can start breaking to the downside out these lows, then yes, the shorts look very good. Continue with these lower highs here. Let's see if we can get another one and then short on the retest. That would be a very nice setup indeed, because then we've actually got some momentum that we're going with rather than price just kind of respecting the support there a billion times now. So I don't really want to be shorting into 1940. And the exact same with the buys as well. If we can clear 1980, I'm looking for the buys too. And we've got a nice little target to aim for, right back to the resistance at 2060. So gold for me, just consolidating. Like I've said a bunch of times now, not interested in this area at all. That's no man's land for me. But if we clear 1980, 1940, things do become a little bit more interesting. So yeah, waiting for gold to commit in one direction before I do anything. In terms of level of fib using pivot point indicator target on the daily, but yeah, I'm not too sure if I understand. Is that a question? In terms of the levels on fib using pivot point indicator target on the daily. Oh, okay, that's what you used for your target. Okay, it makes sense. Okay, so at least you came to that target from a piece of logic as well. So you just haven't picked out the blue. So that's good. Of course, if that's you're gonna come up with your target, that's completely fine. Because again, it's all to do with creating something that you can follow, a system that you can follow. Sometimes price will get there, sometimes it won't. But yeah, of course, you just at least you just came up with that from logical reasoning, not just gone, okay, let me just look at a decent risk reward, and that lines up with 178.258. So okay, fair play, Roller. That was for pound yen. Daniel, first time to the channel, can I get help in the channel? What help do you require, Daniel? Ask away. Zidane was a bit like Modric, but stranger and faster. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I would say Zidane had a bit more technical juice about him, like a bit more skills. Like Modric's not really doing step overs too much, but then they are both doing Trivellas as well. But yeah, Zidane had a bit more in the lockup. I don't know. Modric is a great player as well. One of the legends too. But yeah, I think Zidane might have just been a little bit more skillful, but I understand the comparison. Yeah, stronger as well. Dunstable grew up watching Zidane, good old Madrid days. Oh yeah, remember 1998 header, 2006 header. But yeah, see, that was before my time. 1998 I wasn't born yet, and 2006 I was only like 6 years old, 7 years old. So yeah, I wasn't really. I mean, I was playing football, I just wasn't watching football on the TV. So yeah, obviously that's infamous, but yeah, it just wasn't there live, so it doesn't really, it's not really standing out when I remember football back in the day. The earliest memories I have of football is probably like Barcelona, when it was like David Villa, Messi, Ronaldinho, Samuel Eto'o as well. That's like the earliest memories I have. Yeah, he is a killer. Yeah, no, I know who it is. You're Nigerian, you don't know. Yeah, I do know who it is. I just completely forgot. I don't really watch UFC, but I do like learning about the fighters. Like, I've watched a lot of videos about McGregor. I haven't watched a lot about Adesanya. Adesanya, is that how you pronounce it? Adesanya. Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of videos about him. I've watched a lot about Khabib as well. A lot about Khabib. How he used to wrestle with bears, which is wild. But yeah, I don't really watch UFC, to be fair. UFC's gained a lot of popularity in the past like couple of years. Like before then, I never really heard of it. But ever since Khabib McGregor fight, that's when I first discovered it. But yeah, I don't really watch it, to be fair. But so true, I should know. Okay, so we'll take a look at what pair I was going to take a look at as well. UNZD did that one. Did I do? Yeah, I did that one. So yeah, gold, like I said, for that one is just consolidation. So I'm not really interested in trading gold at the moment. But if price does start committing one direction, then I'll start looking for some opportunities. Dollar Swiss, could be some shorts later for that one, but yeah, personally for me, I need a bigger move than that. I'm not really too interested in the lower time frames because the risk reward won't be that good, and again, I'm not dropping more than the hourly time frame for my entries, so risk reward for me could be a little bit skewed. But nonetheless, on the lower time frames, it does still look a good opportunity, so keep an eye out for it. But yeah, the pairs that I'm mainly focused on, I mean, NZJPY is kind of left without me. That one's still very, very bullish. Does not look like that one's going to pull back for me at all. Unfortunately, it would be nice if it did. It was very, very close over here, but again, I wasn't even awake during that time, so it's pretty much irrelevant. But yeah, NZJPY flying to the upside. Pound CAD, looking at shorts for this one. This one might come into my area of interest today, maybe. I'm looking at some shorts at this area here, and it moved down, so I'll keep an eye on Pound CAD. Gold obviously waiting for the breakout. AU, need a break structure there. Euro, not really looking at too much. UNZD, that could be a nice short up there, but we do see a pullback. Pound USD, that one's already left the station, so I have to be patient with that one as well. USD/JPY, again, 137.5 looks good, but a long way away, so I need to see a bigger move from that one for me to get interested. But I do think that could be a nice trade, especially with the consolidation there as well. And EuroCAD, I'm looking for a bigger pullback first for this one as well. So yeah, I'm not really seeing too much opportunities at the moment. But again, sometimes, this time next week, I could be taking 2 trades in the same day. So, the frequency of the trades is not too important. What's up, Tony Gold? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. So do a lot of people watch UFC then on the chat? Because I know UFC's definitely gained a lot of popularity recently, but yeah, I mean, none of my friends watch UFC. I don't have any friends that watch UFC, so yeah, none of my family watches UFC, so I've never really been exposed to it until a lot of social media coverage on Khabib versus McGregor, and then ever since then I've keep an eye on it. But yeah, I don't think Yeah, I don't think I've actually watched the fight live, apart from Khabib McGregor. Yeah. What do you think about targeting weekly support and resistance? Yeah, it's not bad. Of course, weekly support and resistance, uh, it depends. It depends, because if you're going to try and target it, say you're taking trades in like the 5 minute or the 15 minute, I think targeting weekly level support and resistance doesn't really make too much sense. Of course, it may get there, and obviously the risk reward would be quite good as well. But you don't want to be focusing on too higher time frames and you're all the way down on the lower. If you're taking trades in the 5 and 15 minute, maybe hourly could be a nice soft spot to look at. But of course, the weekly level is a good level to target. I use sometimes weekly levels of support and resistance as well for my trades too. But then again, a lot of my analysis is done in the 4H and the hourly time frame, so the weekly is not too far away. But yeah, I mean, weekly support resistance is just like daily, just like 4H. Support resistance is support resistance. It's not necessarily about which time frame it's on. It's just more about how much probability, how likely is price going to get there. If you're targeting weekly support resistance and it's very, very far away and there's a bunch of levels it has to break through, and obviously it's not very reasonable. But if the support and resistance is not too far away, there's a good likelihood the market's going to get there. And obviously it makes a lot of sense to target it. So it's not necessarily too much with the time frame, but just making sure you're targeting good areas in proportion to where you're trading, in relation to where you're trading. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. I'll be your mum then. Hello from France, Wicked, what is up? I don't think anyone said they're from France on the stream when I asked earlier. So yeah, it might be anyone from France on the stream, or at least who has obviously talked anyway. DAX and CAC are pricing the FOMC with a skip like the BNC of the interest rate. I was supposed to take a look at the indices, wasn't I? I mean, we're seeing a lot of strength from the indices, aren't we? So yeah, US 100, US 30, US 500, yeah, all looking pretty strong. Let me see how the old GR30 is doing. Yeah, that one's smacking into resistance right now. So yeah, indices are very, very strong, and we're seeing a lot of momentum, aren't we? I mean, yeah, this one's really pushing. Well, since London session anyway, this one's really been pushing to the upside. So yeah, the market for the indices is definitely bullish, and could be getting excited for FOMC later. Probably is, to be fair. Again, as a technical trader, I'm not really too worried about what the fundamentals are saying. As long as I can get good opportunities, good entries, it makes a lot of sense. That was a very nice breaking me test there yesterday. But yeah, I mean, price has been very bullish, and across all the major indices. How's the old UK 100 doing? Obviously, that's where I'm from. This one's not looking as good, but it's still looking pretty bullish today, though. Where's the prior highs? Okay, so we did make new highs then. Okay, past this point then. I thought we were still below them. So yeah, we've seen a bigger retracement, I suppose. I mean, it's a little bit, price action is a little bit all over the place, I'm not gonna lie. It was a big level there. We're kind of respecting it, kind of dipping below it. It's not perfect. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how this weekly candle closes. If we close with a big bullish engulf on the weekly, that could be the catalyst for, a lot more upside back into the highs there at 8K. But yeah, UK 100 not looking as good as the US indices or DAX either. So yeah, UK 100's got some work to do, but if it does clear this resistance, then that could be the catalyst to get things really going, or push back to highs. But yeah, US indices looking pretty bullish. I mean, to be fair, US 30 is at some really strong resistance, so it does have the possibility to see some retracement, and it's definitely not a good time to buy. US 500, that was still pushing. That one didn't pull back like I expected it to do that. I mean, it could still pull back definitely after taking these highs, but yeah, it hasn't done it yet. It's still looking pretty bullish, and US 100 as well looking very bullish too. Whilst this 14,600, that looks like a nice place to long from. Catch the next high low. We'll see if we can get some retracement, but yeah, looking very, very bullish. So unless you're already in the longs, difficult. I suppose if you're already in the longs or on the low time frames, it's difficult to find entries for these. You should watch Izzy, man. That's a good guy. Yeah, I've seen a lot of his clips because again, social media these days, you don't even have to be, watching something you usually watch. I see clips from UFC, I see clips from rugby, basketball. I don't even watch basketball, but I've seen so many basketball clips on social media as well. So I'm pretty aware, but I'm not, to be fair. I know like maybe 3 or 4 fighters from the UFC, and that's about it. But yeah, I've seen a bunch of. I didn't finish the podcast, but I did start watching his podcast with what's his name, the British guy, Diary of the CEO. I did start watching his podcast there. I didn't finish it, but yeah, he was talking about his upbringing and his life in New Zealand and school as well, and starting UFC as well. I've watched a lot of McGregor though. I've watched the documentary on Netflix. But yeah, it's quite inspirational, to be fair, especially with like UFC, because it's just so violent, and the things they go through is crazy as well. I only watched title fights. Okay, fair enough. Also, just want to say it's supposed to be Sculpey TFX. Okay, but I misspelled it. Can it change it? Oops. That's unfortunate. Sculpey TFX. Okay. That's unlucky. You sure you can't change it? Is it set in stone? I thought you could change your name. I don't know, to be fair. But yeah, I'll call you Sculpey TFX from now. US strong than... Was it us? What do you think about trading with 20 EMA and 50 EMA using multiple time? Yeah, again, all moving averages are good if you use them correctly as well. Other moving averages will have better uses depending if you're swing trading or intraday trading, or you want to sculpt, or you want to hold for longer. So 20 EMA, I'd never really used 20 EMA, but 50 EMA, I do have quite a bit of experience with it, with 50 EMA, so I do like that EMA as well. 200 EMA is decent as well. I'm not too sure. I've never really accompanied 20 EMA with the 50 EMA. But again, there's so many different partnerships. There's so many different moving averages you can use together. There's infinite. So again, all moving averages, I have the same view on. They provide the exact same thing, but just for different time scale. They're good for holding trades, and they're good for trying to stay in the direction of the trend as well. Obviously, they are lagging indicators, so they will change after price has changed. But in this grand scheme of things, the moving averages is not necessarily to get you into the market as soon as prices change direction and get you out of the market as soon as price changes. It's to give you the bulk of the trend. So let's say you got a trend like this, the market's heading down, and then eventually it reverses to the upside. The moving averages give you this here. They give you that to that. They don't give you the start, they don't give you the end, they just give you the bulk of it. So moving averages are very useful when you know how to use them correctly. This is where you really see the moving average excel, EMA excel. But if you're trying to use it to catch the start of trends, you'll find that moving averages will give you maybe 2 or 3 false signals before then the actual trend does change. So when things are already in the flow of things, when you've already got a trend moving in one direction, you're already seeing momentum in one direction, then moving averages are very good to keep you in that momentum. And then eventually we'll start giving signals that's going to change, and then it eventually changes. So again, it will give you the bulk of the trend. So yeah, moving averages are pretty much have the same verdict of it. 20, as you can see here, here's a little bit choppy as well. But then, from when the moving averages start crossing, we start seeing some good momentum, As you can see, you capitalize on the bulk of the trend there. Same here as well, but as you can see, when it starts reversing, it does get a bit weird and you kind of get a little bit choppy, but then when it starts pushing away, momentum looks good. So yeah, when the conditions are like this, moving averages don't shine as well. They don't shine as well, especially like this as well. You know, that's just very choppy market behavior. But when the momentum's going, like it is over here, you know, this is where you see the moving averages work very well. So the conditions of the market is very, very important when you're using EMA, because if it's choppy like this, you're not going to have a good time. If it's trending, then yeah, sure. But I've never used 20 and 50 before, exclusively, so I can't comment on that combination though. But again, you know, you can go through some data and backtest it yourself and see how it works if you're trading. Is doing extremely high, but then the 23 began 23 with BTC. Yeah. I mean, BTC is going to test 25k to liquidate and going to break its triangle. BTC looks good to buy from 25k, like I was talking about on my weekly analysis. I said BTC looks good for buys at 25k, although I would be careful. I would be careful taking buys with BTC at 25k because we do have a lot of obstacles in our way. And what I mean by that is that with BTC, it's a nice level of support. I'll be looking to buy from 25k for at least a month now, I reckon. Ever since we started creating these highs. Yeah, I was back in April, so longer than that. But yeah, 25k looks good. 25k looks good. Lovely level of resistance, good confidence there too. However, if we do get some buys from here, Bitcoin has got a lot of work to do to see a next bullish leg. It's got a lot of work to do to see the next bullish leg. But I do think we probably will get that move. Like you said, there's definitely going to be a lot of buys just above this area, which will probably have a lot of stop losses down there. So, you know, even with the current price action, you can see momentum's to the downside too. So I do expect this just to be a correction for another pushback down. And then I do think we can see some upside, but we've got to be careful because like I said, there's a lot of resistance here where sellers will be looking to try and take price back down again. So 25k for me has been a solid level of support for Bitcoin for a while, and I'll be looking to buy from it. But the way that the Bitcoin's been moving is not really too fantastic. It looks like a big bull flag, but well and truly, we've got a lot of resistance we have to clear through for Bitcoin to see the next wave to the upside. But yeah, as of right now, I do definitely agree that we probably will see another leg lower. I shouldn't say definitely. Likely we'll see another leg lower. And then, yeah, from that, I would expect to see some upside. How far? I'm not too sure. I like your content. Much appreciated. But keep it up. Do you trade your own account or fund that? I trade my own account at the moment. But I will be doing some investigating into some prop firms over the summer, especially when I finish with my material. Sculpey TFX, cheers, bro, and I'll have a look to see after this. Yeah, I think you can change it. It would be silly if you can't change it. That'll be bad design. But I don't know. I'm not an expert. Mohammed, what is up? Sir Gold. Okay, we'll take a look at gold. US oil moving as well. Okay, we'll take a look. 25k is just the price action level. Yeah, I do like the level of support though. I do like it's a good level, but yeah, price is kind of correctly moving up. So another leg lower is likely. So maybe will we see some? I don't know. Bitcoin's a bit weird. You know, you would expect dollar strength to occur for Bitcoin to go down because they're inversely correlated, but recently they haven't really been inversely correlated. They've actually been in the same correlation. As we've seen dollar go up, we've seen Bitcoin go up too. Not in the grand scheme of things, but in terms of news and day to day of the past 2-3 weeks. Fellow Kiwi. Oh, Matt2645, you're from New Zealand as well. Nice. Why do they call New Zealand Kiwi? Has that actually got like a historical reason behind it? It probably does, to be fair. But yeah, I have no idea. Skull PTFX, gold, and they use 5 to 21.50 EMA, and I find, like you say, Miko, when trading with a trending market in the 5 or 15, they can help, but might work for me, but not for someone else. Just keep that money. 100%. Yeah, I mean, we all trade the market, maybe similarly, but there's going to be details to our trading that are going to differ from person to person. Even if you do trade the exact same strategy as someone else, there will be slight differences to everyone else. So obviously that's where back testing, actually testing yourself, comes into play to make sure you can trade it well. But yeah, in trending conditions, EMAs, moving averages work very well. That's where they perform their best. But in choppy conditions, when the trend is just about to start changing, and it starts to go through consolidation, that's when the EMAs are not their best. And that's where I feel like a lot of people go wrong. They try to hammer strategies throughout everything. That's just not for EMAs as well, it's for everything as well. There will be kind of every strategy has their times where things are very good and things are not as good or poor, especially if you have a strategy tailored to a market condition. Like myself, my strategy is based on market structure and pullbacks, so I need trending markets to see good opportunities, hence why I stay away from consolidating markets. But a lot of people, I feel like they just hammer their strategy whenever they can and wherever they want to, really, not knowing when it's time to sit on their hands and put their foot on the brake. So yeah, with EMAs, I feel like a lot of people just keep trading. But there's times where the EMAs will work well, and sometimes they won't. And being able to recognize, the two is very, very important. 50 ml are really good on a medium time period of 1 to 4 hour. I use 100 and 200 ml the daily. Yeah, 200 is very good. I mean, 200 is probably the most infamous moving average. I feel like even back in the day, the 200 moving average was like a main moving average for stocks and indices, for like trend reversal and trend continuation. So 200, I feel like it's got a big historical backing to it, because I feel like it's been very, very popular for some time. So 200 I like using as well. 50 I like using too. Game of Monkey 4K pound cat. Okay, we'll take a look. The kiwi bird. Okay, the kiwi bird represents New Zealand. Didn't know that much. Little bit of geography there. Geography is on point. Had no idea much. Makes sense, to be fair. Okay, learn something new every day. 265. Yeah, let's put the Kiwi traders on the map, representing New Zealand. To be honest, I don't know why New Zealand chose the Kiwi. It does have a distinctive shape, I guess. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if it's like, I don't know, is there just a lot of Kiwi birds in New Zealand? Is that like their main habitat, New Zealand? Because, for the UK, it should be the pigeon or the crow, because we've got a lot of those here, especially in London anyway. And yesterday I was reading a book of Kapil Gupta. Oh, is that that region in India? Because I've heard of the Gupta Empire. Am I saying that right? Gupta. Don't know. Autumn, you said one thing that really stuck with me. That if you are fighting and you have found a way to spy on your enemy so that you can see every move that will allow you to escape him, I think that fits in trading also. If you know the next emotion, that mind. Well, yeah, very, very true. Mind control yourself. Yeah, I mean that's why when you are journaling for emotions, for example, it's important that you understand the trigger of the emotion too. So when you're journaling, okay, I was fearful, and then I didn't take the trade, why was you fearful? So what triggered that? And that could be maybe losing a couple of trades before. I don't know, maybe seeing people online, I don't know, winning, and then you feel like you're missing out too, or maybe it's past trauma, or it could be a number of reasons, but the trigger is very important to understand what the trigger is. Like again, when you're taking a bunch of winning trades, you become overly confident. So understanding that, okay, I've just had a bunch of winning trades here, I typically become overly confident, and then the quality of my trades drop because I become too overly confident. So I take lower quality trades thinking they will work too. So understanding that, okay, my confidence is high, I need to make sure that I put that aside and make sure I stay clear-headed and focus on taking good setups continuously. And again, understanding that trigger can definitely help you too. But yeah, 100%, I do agree with that. I mean, to be fair, a lot of things can transfer over to trading as well. A lot of things, like I read things all the time, about some things not related to trading at all, and then I see, exact, what's the word? Similarities between them. Like even like dating as well. Dating, I was realizing as well, is like when you're looking for a partner, it's almost like you're looking for a good trait. Do you take a partner who is less, I don't say attractive, but maybe not has the qualities you want in a partner, but you still take it though? That's just taking a low quality trade. Or do you stay patient and wait for a high quality partner to come across and you take that trade? So yeah, there's so many things that go around that can transfer to trading. Okay, so author. Yeah, I mean the name Gupta is it's either a region in India. I think it's a region on the north part of India. To be fair, he's probably from India. But yeah, never heard of him. Is it a good book, Anus? Is it recommended? Thank you for your content. No problem. Change my Forex journey. Happy to help. Roland, happy to help. If you guys are enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. Pound CAD I'll take a look at next. But yeah, it does really help out the channel. So please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't done already. But yeah, Anus, do you recommend the book? Something to check out. Matthew 645. I set limits, so I analyze through London and occasionally watch what happens with the news. Okay. I mean, I do set limits as well. I do set limits too. For trades that I'm in, and obviously I do also set limits for levels too. Especially when I know I'm not going to be at my computer. But yeah, limits are definitely very, very handy. And one of the reasons I use TradingView as well for the limits. Although I think some other softwares are starting to have limits, starting to have alerts as well. But reading books of dating, not even that. I was not even reading books of dating. It's just something that crossed my mind about dating. Hayden, what is up? What do you think of Lamba Rule and Alex FFG? Heard of those guys in Miami? Yeah, I mean they're pretty popular on the FX scene. I mean, I don't know them. I don't know, to be fair. I mean, they're just very successful, I suppose. But yeah, I don't really have too much opinions about them, to be fair. There's a lot of people in the FX space. A lot of people. But yeah, I don't really have an opinion on them too much. But yeah, so for pound CAD, I am bearish on this one, looking for some downside. This is my area of interest coming into the week, looking for push of 168,495. Possibly looks like we could get there. Price looks like it's trying to break through the resistance. Hasn't quite done it yet, so I'm not going to classify it as a breakout. But looking like we possibly could. That 4H candle still got 2 hours left. Hourly seeing confident bullish candles there too. So yeah, pound CAD's looking pretty bullish. I'm interested to see what we can do up here. Because if you can see some nice rejection around here, we do have the possibility to form the next lower high. So if you can see some good rejection there, I'm interested for sure. This is one of the pairs I had on my watch list coming into the week. So I'm looking for some downside back into the prior low here. And possibly further as well into this low here too. But of course, we're going to see how price reacts with that level first. So pound CAD for me, I'm looking at downside. We've got some good confidence around 1.685, so just waiting for price to get there, and then I'll see what type of price action we get going there. But yeah, definitely bearish for pound CAD unless we break through. Of course, if we break through this area, I would hold back. We actually might be reversing to the upside. That is an awful arrow. Let me do that again. I don't know what happened there, but as you can see, we are still printing these major higher lows. So you know, in one mind, this could be a higher low to continue up, and in another, this could be a low high to continue down. So if we do start breaking structure up, then I would suspect this is the next higher low, and we could be attacking those highs again. So pound CAD for now, I'm still looking at shorts. But if 1.685 doesn't hold, then I will quickly turn that bias around. Okay, so no problem, Sculpey FX. Have a great day, everyone. I'm off. Trade safe. Yep, 100%. There's a lot of news today, so be careful. But yeah, thank you so much, Sculpey TFX, for coming onto the street. Anus was up. I recommend it. He talks about mind emotions. Just started reading it. Very interesting. Okay, we'll have a little. What's the book called? Did you say a reading book? Oh, is it called Autumn? Automatum? No. Okay, I thought it was called Autumn. Misread the word. So yeah, what's the book called? Dureska, gotta run. Catch you tomorrow. No problem. Trade safe. You too. Bro, what do you think of renting or buying a house? Depends. I think, well, it depends where you are as well. Depends where you are too. I think like in the UK, to be fair, I think now's not the best time to be buying a house. I feel like, I mean, it depends on your situation, to be fair, because I think buying a house is definitely something you should do in terms of just, you know, diversifying your portfolio. You know, even whether if you live in the house or not, it'd be better if you don't. It'd be a best situation where you rent a house and then you buy multiple houses. And then obviously that rent from the multiple houses you have pays for the rent you have, and then obviously you've got assets under your name. So I definitely think owning a house is definitely something that you should acquire. But obviously it depends on your situation, because if you don't have the money for a house, then obviously renting is the best thing to do. But yeah, renting is only like a short-term fix, but I think you want to be owning multiple properties at least. But again, different situation, depends where you are in the world too. Hayden, I've learnt the most from your streams, so I appreciate it. He's bro, nice. Do you know anyone else that does streams like you? Yeah, there's a bunch of people. I mean, Trader Nick, he's a bit more of a fundamentalist. So he's a bit more on the fundamental side rather than technical, but he still does offer a lot of information, a lot of hidden gems in his streams as well. I do streams with him every Thursday, so feel free to catch me on the stream here, on the stream there with him. Trading does good streams. Who else? Thank you so much. Ooh, that was a challenging name. I was going to say Bomo. Thank you so much for subscribing. Forget the name. Don Vo. I think it's Don Vo. He does a really good stream as well. There's someone else. I forget the name. I mean, Trading Nick has a few people who streams with him, so you can check the channels out of those people there too. John, will you come attend Traders Day event in London this weekend? What event's that? I have no idea about that event. I've never heard of that. Is there a trade event in London this weekend? I have no idea. Where is it? I just thought it was just like the one in Miami, FX Summit. Okay, yeah, gold I'll take a look at there at gold as well. What pair? Yeah, pound card. I said I was gonna do that one. Okay, it's called automated. Okay, I'll take a look. Anus, Tyrese was up afternoon. Everything long time since any takes on US 30. Yeah, we'll take a look. Yeah, it's been a while. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Martin will take a look. Miko, my guy, it's Martin here. Can you check your USD? We'll take a look, no problem. Nice advice, thank you, no problem. Blessing, what was up? Euro JPY, we'll take a look too. Hayden, appreciate, no problem, happy to help. Okay, so let me go take a look at gold first, and I'll take a look at Euro USD and Euro Yen. Okay, so gold. Where is gold? There we are. So yeah, gold, like I've said a bunch of times for this one, we basically just got consolidation. So I'm not really too interested in doing too much with gold right now. Price is kind of just consolidating here. So I would wait for price to break out, whether that's down or to the upside. Not really too bothered. I feel like the Fed later today will probably have a big sale, which way gold trades towards. So I'm waiting for price either to clear 1980 or 1940 before I do anything in terms of actually looking for position. Again, higher time frames, I do have a bullish bias on them. So as you can see, really nice impulse, correction, impulse. So I'm still looking at this being a correction and eventually a bigger move up. But at the same time, with the consolidation, I'm not trying to force anything, here. If the market does break down, I'm still happy to take some shorts on the way down. If the market breaks up, same thing as well. We've got a nice target there to aim for. So gold for me, I'm just waiting for price to commit to one direction. But in here, I'm not looking trading. I suppose a lot of people are asking for gold because we're coming up to some major news and they're trying to take advantage of that. My best advice is just wait for price to commit in one direction and then look to trade it. And even if price was trading one direction, it's not a good idea trading gold into a big news announcement. Gold's not really one to mess around with. Anyway, so gold, hopefully that makes sense. Euro USD, so yeah, euro still pretty bullish on this one, expecting more upside, at least back into that resistance there on the left, but possibly a lot further as well. The daily looks pretty bullish to me. As we can see here, if I zoom out, we got one low there, second one here as well, and a third one possibly brewing, possibly here at 1.07. So there's a lot of upside for euro. 1.1, that level there is a possibility. The market had a nice rally into it once, second time, possibly could see a third time as well. So for me, Euro USD's got a lot of upside. Obviously, the news coming later will have its say, but from a technical aspect, everything for me is looking bullish. Daily's holding onto this level. If I've dropped to the 4H time frame, get rid of this level and just look at the structure of the market, we can see we've gone from bearish to breaking structure to creating this bullish structure here. So for me, I'm just looking at the market continuing higher. In terms of levels of interest for targets, you've obviously got one above you, got one over here on the left, you've got another one there. So there's multiple places you can look to target and take your profit depending how far you want to stretch the trade. But in terms of direction, for me, Euro USD, is placing in these higher lows and in holding, prior resistance now and support. So pretty bullish on Euro, and obviously looking at the DXY too. All I'm getting is more downside for this one as well. As you can see, the bearish structure, douche. So yeah, DXY is looking exactly like Euro, to be fair. I mean, it looks like it's actually retesting this structure as well, which is precisely what Euro's doing. But on the flip side, so yeah, they're pretty much in sync. So yeah, I would expect more upside for Euro, more downside for the DXY. Anyway, so I'll take a look at Euro Yen. I don't think we looked at Euro Yen on the stream at all. So yeah, Euro Yen looking pretty bullish. We're coming back into resistance here. Again, another JPY pair, still keeping up with these high lows. Had a nice double bottom here. And since then, the market's been quite bullish. So yeah, Euro Yen, you're looking at pullbacks. I suppose a lot of people will be looking for some sells up at the resistance here, which does make sense, but never really an opportunity that I would look to take. For me, I'm still very bullish on Euro Yen, so pullbacks is what I would be after. And 150, 200 is looking pretty good. You know, kind of the neckline of that. Do we have a double bottom pattern? No, we don't. But neckline of the double bottom pattern. So obviously the double bottom there, break structure, and getting the retest of that neckline there. So this level there. So that's what I'm looking at for Euro Yen, and possibly get another high low in the midst as well. As we can see, 1, 2, and possibly a third one there too. And targets, you know, simply back to the prior high. And then if we're lucky, we can probably catch the breakout and maybe another wave to the upside. But for Euro Yen, I'm definitely very bullish on this one. So 150, 200 is looking like a good place to long. I wouldn't short the highs there. Not that it can't play out. It's just that's never really a trade that I would look to take based on my trading style and my plan. So yeah, pullbacks is what I would be after. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Euro Yen definitely bullish. No problem. Happy to help. John, yes, there's a trader festival called Traders Day happening this weekend. I'll be attending this Saturday. Okay, I'll check it out. I've never heard of it before. But yeah, we'll check it out. Clive, I joined yesterday. I must say this stream is pretty chilled. Hey, big up. Thank you. Yeah, I do remember you, Clive, yesterday. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the whole kind of vibe. We're just obviously learning together, share analysis. Obviously, people share their trades, what pairs they're looking at, and if I'm in trades, I'll share that as well. And yeah, learn a thing or two along the way too. So if you are enjoying the stream, please be sure to hit the like button, guys. It does really help out the channel, and subscribe as well whilst you're there. Poppy, I really appreciate how lucky Europeans is. We can choose whatever we want. I would get smoked have had to rely on the morning London session for my trades. Yeah, I suppose so. I mean I can get to trade London, New York. I mean, Asian session, there's not really a session that I would like to trade anyway. I mean, I feel like the Asian countries have got it the best because they can obviously trade the Asian session, they can trade London, and pretty much most of New York as well into the late of the day. Whereas in the US, you basically just got, unless you wake up early too, in the US, you basically just got the US session, and then you've got the Asian session later in the day. But yeah, I mean, London, US, I'm happy with my situation here in London. Gershon, what's up? Hello, my view on pound yen 177.36 is monthly resistance as per historic chart. Okay, we'll take a look. Anus, no trades for me till now this week. Yep, I mean, again, I haven't taken a trade either. Sometimes you'll be taking a lot of trades, sometimes you won't. Whether you're a day trader, swing trader, scalper, it will vary. And of course, with the big news announcements later this week, you know, it's not. It's definitely a smart decision. Holding back as well and not trying to force anything, especially in these conditions. So yeah, we'll take a look at pound yen. I mean, we're about to wrap up the stream, so I'll just finish on pound yen. But yeah, we'll be live again tomorrow. So if you guys are free, make sure you tag along. But yeah, pound yen still pretty bullish. You said 177.36 on the historic chart. Okay, where are you seeing that? 177.36. That's basically, was that basically bang on there? I can type in the coordinates to be fair. 177, 336. There we go. So yeah, what have you seen on this area here? Because I'm not seeing much. I see this support level here, which maybe that's the one you're talking about. But yeah, I'm not really seeing much there. And to be honest, I'm not seeing much for pound yen until this area up here, which is near enough 180. So pound yen, I wouldn't really do anything. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere for me. So unless you're already in the long, yeah, I wouldn't try and do anything. I definitely would not sell this pair either. Way too bullish, way too bullish, and definitely not coming to any, you know, suitable resistance at the moment either as well. So yeah, pound yen, I'll just focus on the psychological levels nearby: 177, 177, 500, 178. And then we've got a good key weekly level there at 180, and that's the way I view it. But anything other than that, I would be staying away. Yeah, very bullish. A lot of yen pairs are very bullish. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for coming onto the stream. I really do appreciate it. As always, I will be live again tomorrow, same time as always, 10 p.m. 10 p.m. No, not 10 p.m. 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. UK time. So whenever that is where you guys are, feel free to pop in. If I do get into any trades later, I'll share them on the Telegram as always. So make sure you are a part of that. Link in the description to that. And also, if you are looking for a broker, I do have my free link at the top of the chat there to IC Markets. Feel free to check them out if you haven't done already, using the link if you want to. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming onto the stream. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you have liked and subscribe, and also hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. But guys, thank you so much for coming to the stream. Have a fantastic day. Watch out for the news today, because again, we do have PPI shortly in about an hour and a half. And then we do have the Fed in about 7 hours from now. So yeah, make sure you are aware of that if you're going to trade today. But yeah, guys, have a fantastic day. Thank you to my moderators as well. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow.
What?